Hi and welcome down to the Devon Koi Pond on this winter's morning. Really chilly this morning, 5 or 6 degrees air temperature. The pond's at a nice temperature, which is a real surprise. We've had a really good week down here. Temperature's been up, so the pond water's gone up. Fish are nice and active. I'll take you down, show you the temperature in a minute, and quick look at the fish, and then we'll get off into the workshop where we're going to do a bit of an update on what I'm going to do solar panel wise, and also a look at the Answer filter, which is an item I like. I'll show you how it works, and we'll go into that. But let's go and have a quick look at the fish and the temperature a minute, see what's happening. So the fish are nice and active today. And the main reason for that is this, 11.2 degrees. I'm not going to have the covers open for very long because it's very cold this morning, but that's the temperature at the moment. We're all very happy and picking off a few pellets. So it's quite nice down here, barring I'm cold. Fish are quite pleasant today. Right, let's get you into the workshop and we'll have a look at what's going on in there. Okay, so we've had a few parcels arrive this week. As I said, I didn't want to spend too much on the solar setup, but I've actually gone for 4 120 watt panels, which at full tilter 480 watts. So by the time it runs through everything, I should clear 400 watts down here on a good sunny session. Now I know I said I wasn't going to spend too much, but this little lot was just over the £400 for the solar panels, charge controller. I've already got the batteries. I've nearly got the rest of the other bits. As soon as I've got the rest of the other bits to go with it all, I'll be popping it all together and sorting out and see what I can do with it all. I'm sure I'll be able to manage something. I got a nice charge controller here. It's going to run everything. I'm going to go 12 volt with the batteries, wire them up as 12 volt. So there'll be more to come on that. I've got to build a frame yet to put them on the roof of this workshop here. I'm not quite sure which direction, which angle to face them. The workshop faces due east, so I'm either going to have to put them down the workshop with a tilt facing south, or just put them on the workshop roof flat as they are. I'm not sure what's best. I'll be investigating this myself this week with a lot of research on the internet, and a solar panel forum I've joined, and we'll see what they recommend as being the best way for them to go. So that's the kind of update on the panels. I've got all the cables that came with it. It was a complete kit. And all the bits, all the joining cables to join all the panels together. We've got the lot. So I'm going to get this off the bench a minute, and we'll have a look at the Answer filter, which is something I've been wanting to have a dig into and another look at for quite a while. In winter time, it's the ideal time to do it. Well, there, that was a quick look around the solar stuff that I've gained up so far. On the way to my panels, they say 480 watts. So if you knock that down to 400 with the loss with the wires and everything coming in at the charge controller on a good sunny day with everything blazing on them, I should get enough to get a bit of power into the batteries. Now what I can drain out the batteries, if you toss the numbers around, I could probably run the whole pond down there for a couple of hours to 3 hours with everything running full chatter if we had a power cut, which would be nice, which we get a few power cuts from time to time. But if I was just to run the bottom drain pump, wind it back to say 50 watts and an air pump on it, I could probably run the thing all day and most of the night, and it would be recharging itself during the day anyway. So gives me good choice. I'm going to take some of the power needs for the pond onto the solar system, which would probably be the UV light and my spare running air pump that I pump air into the pond with, because it doesn't need to be going all the time, so it doesn't matter if the system does fail. But that's what I'll start with that plugged onto the system, and we'll see what happens. But obviously that's going to be summertime, because this time of the year we ain't got a lot of sun. But with the batteries all charged, it gives me a nice backup system. I'll just be able to wind up the bottom drain pump and an air pump going, and will keep me going here if we had a power cut in the winter. I got no worries. But now we're going to have a quick look at this. Now, these filters came out a good few years ago. They were a very nice piece of kit in their time. As a lot of you know, they suffered with pump failure, which was the only reason that they stopped making them. They had so many comebacks on the pump, which was an Oasis pump, but they singularly made the pump to fit these units, and they just failed. They were absolute rubbish. They were failing within 12 months. I picked this unit up for, I think it was 35 or 40 pounds off eBay. I'm always keeping my eye out for other ones and bits and pieces for them. But this unit ran on my pond last year with a 150 screen mesh on it through most of the summer. Now, I tried it for a couple of weeks with 100 screen on here. I swapped my mesh down to 100 and tried that. It would run for a week, but it would slowly block up. The return wasn't enough to keep it clean, because the main reason, I suspect, I was running the blowback pump too slowly. I was running it at its lowest wattage on a 10,000 pump, which was probably only about 3,500 litres. If I wound it up to its maximum and blasted that through it, it would probably have stayed clean. But this year I'm going to give it a better go with the pump wound up to its maximum, and I'm going to put a 70 screen on it. And if that fails, I'll then fall back to the 100 and see what it goes on that. But these, if you want to check the company out, these were produced by Evolution Aqua, but their license actually belongs to a company called Rotoflush. Now, if you look them up on Google, you'll come across them. They still do these. Not for koi ponds, which is greatly surprising. I cannot believe they're not in the koi pond market. They do these with pumps built onto them, up to about 13,000 litres, I think. Yeah, 13,000 litres. They're huge pumps. I'll put a link down in the comments, top of the comments there, where you can find them. Have a look at their pumps and their filter screen systems. They take them down to about a 60 or 70 micron screen on them, so they'll clean as good as a drum filter, but they're mega bucks. The guy's a farmer who designed them. They've been going for a few years now. They're very nice. I'm kind of hoping at some point they go back to koi pond filters, because as a mechanical filter compared to a drum, this has only got a pump on it and a swinging arm. And there's a demonstration video on there as well of them running, and they're selling off some of their old stock that they had out the back, which was some intakes for basic wildlife ponds and such, like where you wanted a pump circulating and you didn't want to worry about you want to clean water, but you didn't want to the pump's got a screen on it. They're selling those off, which was the first design, which was a plastic jobby. I've got one of them here somewhere. Give me 2 seconds. Nope, can't put my hand on it, but I've got one in here somewhere. But this was their second design that they came up with in conjunction with Evolution Aqua. So I'm going to be playing around with this one greatly. You can get all the wires screening off of eBay from China, whatever grade you want. They've got it. Takes a week or two to come through because it's from China, but I've got 100, 70 and 50 or 60 there as well. So I'll be cutting down on the screen size in this one. I'm also going to try and put it lower down in my vortex so that there's more pressure of water around it, because I had it right up the top level of the water. I'm going to keep it lower down so there's a greater pressure in there, and hopefully that'll do wonders for it as well. But check out the Rotoflush website and you can see these things and them running, and I'm sure they will come back and build a mechanical filter for a koi pond at some point. It's looking at their stuff on there, I can't see why they don't do it, unless they've got a very good market for the pumps already that they sell, which in the commercial market, farming market, for people that want to clean water. But that's this. So we're going to have a play around with this one next week. I'll pick around with the screens and stick another one on, and we'll have a diggle at that. So from down here in Devon this week, bit of happy ponding. Enjoy your winters, because it in the end of koi ponding in the winter, it's just a start of new projects, and I look forward to next spring. Thanks to all the new subscribers for tuning in. It's been fantastic having you here. We got loads of prizes for competitions next year. I've been busy in the scrap bin, slowly building up some more prizes to start the new year with. I'll nick a photograph in here somewhere. It's going to be a second or two. It's going to shoot through, so you'll have to pause it to see what there is. There's a few prizes in there. They'll be going through next year in some competitions. At the moment, I'm running low on plastic to make the discs for the easy pods. I need to find somewhere else. The skip diving days there are gone. I need to find another place with a nice skip that's got the kind of stuff in that I'm looking for. Just get permission to dive in it and have a look and sit root around and see what they got. There's a few plastics places around here. I'm just gonna have to go and chat to people, see how friendly they are, and whether they mind me diving in their skip looking for bits. But that's all for a few future videos. So from down here in Devon now, goodbye and happy ponding.